The final boss of narcissism, Leviathan. This is the deepest water you have entered so far. If Jezebel is the seducer and the wolf is the actor, Leviathan is the twister. In the deliverance community, Leviathan is known as the spirit of pride and communication blockage. It is the spiritual force behind gaslighting, the entity that twists your words until you question your own sanity. We are dealing with the mind of a pathological liar. People dealing with someone who cannot tell the truth, who twists every argument, and who never apologizes. Visual, a close-up of a person's mouth or face, but the skin is cracking to reveal dark, metallic scales underneath. Background, deep, murky ocean blue-black, contrast to the previous red-yellow branding. Text, the twisted liar, or impossible to win, in toxic green or icy white. Script, the Leviathan spirit, the hook, the argument you can't win. Visual, host looks exhausted, rubbing temples, B-roll of a chaotic swirling ocean or a snake coiling. Have you ever argued with someone and 5 minutes in you don't even know what you're arguing about anymore? You say blue, they say you said red. You show them a text message proving they lied and they say, you faked that, or you're too sensitive. It feels like wrestling a snake in oil. You can't get a grip. This isn't just stubbornness. In the Bible, this is an ancient principality known as Leviathan. Isaiah 27. 1 calls him the twisting serpent. Job 41 calls him the king over all the children of pride. If you are dealing with a pathological liar or a master gaslighter, you aren't fighting flesh and blood. You are fighting a spiritual twisting mechanism designed to drive you insane. Today, we are going under the surface to expose the 5 traits of the Leviathan spirit and how to finally break the confusion. The setup, the scales of pride. Visual, illustration of a dragon or sea creature with thick armor. The defining characteristic of Leviathan is its scales. Job 41:15 says, his rows of scales are his pride, shut up as with a tight seal. One is so near to another that no air can come between them. This is the most accurate description of a narcissist's defense mechanism ever written. No air can come between them means no truth can get in. You can cry, you can beg, you can use logic, you can show proof, but their scales are sealed tight. They cannot admit fault because their pride is their armor. To admit a mistake would be to crack a scale, and Leviathan will protect the ego at all costs, even if it means destroying reality itself. The 5 signs of a Leviathan spirit sign. #1. The twist, narrative reframing. The name Leviathan literally means the twister or the coiled one. When you confront them, they don't answer the question. They twist the context. You cheated on me. Leviathan. I wouldn't have had to talk to her if you supported my dreams more. This is really about your insecurity. See the twist? Suddenly, you are defending yourself instead of addressing their sin. Psychology. This is Darvo. Deny, attack, reverse victim and offender. It is the signature move of the serpent. Sign #2. The stiff neck, inability to apologize. Audio. Job 41 says Leviathan's heart is as hard as a lower millstone. Have you ever noticed that getting a genuine apology from a narcissist feels physically impossible for them? They might say, I'm sorry you feel that way, fake apology. But they will never say, I was wrong, I hurt you, I repent. Why? Because Leviathan is the spirit of pride. Submission to truth feels like death to them. Sign #3. Chaos creation, the waters boil. Audio. Job 41:31 says he makes the deep boil like a pot. Wherever Leviathan goes, he creates emotional turbulence. If things are too peaceful, they will start a fight. If the family is happy, they will drop a dramatic secret. They need the water to be boiling because when the water is murky, you can't see what they are doing. They hide in the chaos. Sign #4. Insomnia and heavy dreams. Audio. This is a spiritual side effect. Many people dealing with this spirit report heaviness at night. Leviathan is a sea creature. It drags you down into the deep. You might feel a band around your head, confusion, or wake up feeling exhausted like you've been fighting in your sleep. That is the atmosphere of oppression that this spirit carries. It wears you out so you are too tired to discern the lie. Sign #5. Mockery, the laugh of the beast. Audio. Job 41:29 says, he laughs at the rattling of the javelin. You come at them with your javelin of truth, facts, and texts. And what do? They laugh, they smirk, they treat your pain with contempt. This is the most painful part, when you are crying your eyes out and they look at you with cold, dead eyes or a smirk. That is the Leviathan spirit manifesting. It lacks empathy completely. The strategy, do not engage. Visual, host holds up a hand, symbolizing a stop motion. So, how do you fight a sea monster? Lesson 1, you cannot hook him. Job 41. 1 asks, can you draw out Leviathan with a hook? The answer is no. You cannot debate a narcissist into truth. You cannot love them into submission. Every time you argue, you are trying to use a fishhook on a dragon. It won't work. The strategy: starve the pride. Leviathan feeds on your reaction. It feeds on the boiling water. When you go gray rock, show no emotion. When you refuse to argue, when you simply state the truth and walk away, you cut off the food supply. You don't win by fighting. You win by getting out of the water. End. Deliverance and call to action. Visual: calm, blue light. Host looking sincere. This is a heavy spirit. If you feel like your mind has been in a fog, I want to pray for clarity right now. Brief prayer breaking the spirit of confusion. If you have faced the twister, type truth over lies in the comments. You are not crazy. You are just fighting a monster you couldn't see. Now that your eyes are open, you need to repair the damage they did to your ability to trust. Watch this video on restoring your intuition.